share this. And I'll welcome the first, although you're interim city manager, the first
Just interim.
city, regardless, city, you're still having to do the work. On this show, hopefully this is a trend of city managers all coming down and saying, I'm a nice guy, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But David Dale, tell me about yourself. I'll go from there.
Well, I went to Cal Poly Pomona. But before that, when I was right out of high school, I went to school for automotive training and worked in the automotive field for 3 years. And then I went back to college, started at Mesa College in San Diego, and graduated from there after 3 years and went to Cal Poly Pomona for aerospace engineering.
All right.
I started with aerospace, and then I transferred to mechanical engineering, and did really well in mechanical engineering. Finished that in a couple of years, so I had a total of 5 years in college, and then moved here to start work. It was 1999.
All right.
Yeah.
Good year.
It was 1999, party year, right?
Party like it.
Yeah.
I was 9 years old. So I don't remember much, but.
Yeah. So started here working at the Whole Group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. That's a kind of, you kind of see like the city manager from Brawley. So the whole group's kind of taking over the.
Well, they say it's kind of like our boot camp for engineers, but and planners, and but it was. We learned a lot about engineering. You do that. You happen to do that when you're working 60 hours a week. But no, Jack's great guy to work with. Learned a lot about the engineering field from there, and then moved to another engineering firm for a couple years, and then after that started consulting on my own. And I got so busy that I took on two partners, and they brought a lot of work. And hey, Carlos. They brought a lot of work, and we doubled our sales every year for 3 years in a row.
Wow.
And we were extremely busy, and we stayed busy for another couple years. And things flattened out and stuff, and it was time for me to move on, and I sold my partnership to them and started consulting work, doing things that they didn't do, and so stayed really busy doing that, extremely busy. And that's when I talked to Armando Villa, and he convinced me that to come to Calexico, that I would have a purpose. And it's true, I did have a purpose.
Yeah, for that brief moment, I mean, you guys would be called a dream team. I mean,
I called myself a dream team.
I saw them. I mean, people were.
Yeah.
You, Armando and
Miguel Figueroa.
Miguel.
Yeah.
I mean, people really. I mean, they still are excited. But I mean, right then, that was kind of like, oh man, we're turning the corner, and I mean, you guys still are. You guys are still, improving on some problem. But go back to, I guess.
Armando really started with him, I think it started the trend upwards. And, he brought his business skills to the city, and so things started getting a lot better, and he saw the need for an engineer, and he contacted me, and I started as public works director, and we just started tearing things up and getting things done, and still are. We're still doing that. I got a $60 or $80 million CIP that we're working on over the next 5 years, capital improvement program. And so we already started a lot of those projects, and they're going to be 2018. We're going to have all kinds of hell breaking loose, as it were.
In a good way. In a good way. Now,
Yeah.
I think hell's broken loose in Calexico before, but it's a good way. Yeah.
Back up. Not bad hell, but we're gonna have all kinds of projects going on. And in a way, it is gonna be hell, because we're gonna have like Cesar Chavez closed, and we're gonna have all kinds of work going on, and things happening. So, Calexico does have an upward trajectory at this moment, where things are getting a lot better.
So I guess they asked you to be the interim. You're currently the interim.
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, I guess when you be interim, I mean, how much is it just kind of doing the kind of day-to-day thing? And I mean, you still want to leave an impact. You still want to put something in place. How do you, I guess, balance it?
So yeah, I wanted to have I started with public works, and I wanted to have a big impact there, and I think that I was able to start that process. It's not complete, but it's a process, and things are really, you can just drive around Calexico and you see all things happening, you know, and but things are happening. I want to bring that same kind of change to the entire city program. There's, you know, a lot of things I think that could get better still. Armando started it, and I'd like to continue that. So,
Right. And obviously the kind of issue right now, I mean, there's little issues throughout Calexico. I mean, every city has them.
yes.
Last week I had Hector Martinez from Heffernan, you know, kind of saying the ambulance services. I guess hearing from Calexico now, what's, I guess, your, not your side, but from your perspective, your understanding and the stance the city's taking right now?
Well, it's a loaded question. But
Ambulance services, Heffernan. Go.
you just open the newspaper, right? You know, as I understand it, their mandate is to provide medical services to the city of Calexico. And from what I see, in, you know, I mean, they're doing some things. You know, they're good things like jungle gyms and, you know, motivational seminars and stuff. That's all good stuff. But their mandate is for medical services. We had a couple of their board members say, you know, give us your 201 rights.
Oh yeah,
You saw,
not
yeah,
chance.
you can't just say, oh, here's the 201 rights. Now, we can assign those rights, but it wouldn't happen overnight. There's a process. They
That's
would have to
government.
be prepared. And this, if could happen where we just don't have an ambulance services overnight. And so if we go with the county, then we won't have the opportunity to work with Heffernan. You know, it's a process. What I'm trying to explain to them is like, give us the time to work on a solution.
Now, could you guys contract out the ambulance? Would that be maybe a cheaper alternative, or I mean, 'cause it has to be expensive.
It is expensive, and it has been losing money every year. But part of that part of the reason is because our rates are so low. You've heard this. So we get our rates back up to where they need to be, and maybe it will cover the cost. But that process takes time. We have to do a rate study.
And
It won't happen till July.
a lot majority of low income, not in Calexico, but throughout the valley. So I mean, it's kind of essential. I mean, you don't want to break people with ambulance services. So
And
it's a tough. It's a really tough.
I mean, I'd like to say that our guys on the ambulance are bar none, are the best, okay? So if we bring in another service, it won't probably be as good as, in my opinion, as what we have now. We have an ambulance station right across from, you know, City Hall, and within 5 minutes, it responds. We don't know what we'll get. Maybe they will have the same response, but our guys, you know, I would put them against anybody, so.
Was this something like? Did you see this coming, or like, oh man? I mean, oh, you weren't the city manager. I mean, until recently, and then you kind of get this dropped on your lap. Like, it's an introduction.
Well, the beginning of the fiscal year, the way Armando set it up, Mr. Villa, was that there was gonna be a $700,000 placeholder. Well, either the firefighters would have to take 700,000 worth of cuts, or Heffernan would come with 700,000. Neither of those things happened. So here we are 6 months into the fiscal year, and we have to now suddenly find 700,000. We sat down with Heffernan in a subcommittee meeting, one of the last days of December, and in which our council, we had 2 council members and they had 2 board members. And everyone at the table agreed, yes, we're gonna do this. So, great, so you're talking about being surprised, right?
But those are the only two that said yeah, voted yes.
No, no, and in fact, those are 2 voted no. And there is like a common courtesy of getting a, you know, a phone call.
Handshake, or even like back in the day, always a handshake was kind of.
I'm for it, okay? And nobody says you can't change your mind. Of course, you can change your mind. My problem comes when you don't give me any heads. It's courtesy, right? I mean,
Gotta know this.
if I tell you I'm gonna do something and I don't do it, I at least should call you and tell you, you know what, I changed my mind, something came up. No, we're sitting in a public meeting and no, you know, okay.
Now I know Heffernan. They said they didn't want to feel like. Then next year, you guys asked for mine. The following year, is that valid? Is that? I mean, when they say that, what is your response? And they say every year we're gonna have to give you money.
No. I mean, we have a plan, and we've discussed our plan with them. We got bullet points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, number one is our ambulance rate study. Right there alone is going to bring in probably more 400,000 more a year at least. We got other developments that are coming in that's going to bring revenue. We've got other things that are happening, so that we have plans. Next year it won't be as bad as it is this year, but right now we need to make it to next year. And right now we have a $700,000 deficit with zero reserves. And so that presents a problem. So now it comes to the point where, okay, well, we have to make some decisions. Do we have to lay off firefighters? Which I do not want to do. They're like our brothers, and I mean.
And you guys don't have a hospital. Like I said,
No.
they're they're the medical team.
Yes, they're and these guys, every day they put their lives on the line. The police put their lives on the line. We don't talk about that. These guys are putting their lives on the line every day for the city. And they feel like, well, this is the stuff they're getting back, And so I understand that. But at the same time, the business comes in where, we can't continue like this. We have to make some adjustments. We can't overspend anymore. We don't have any money in reserves. And we can't write checks when there's no money in the bank. So at some point, something's got to break. And the business sense comes in and says, okay, well, then we have to lay off some firefighters and give up the ambulance services. And what does that mean? That means there's no way we can assign those rights to Heffernan anymore because now they're assigned to someone else.
Now, when you say there's a plan, could it possibly be that Calexico kind of been in turmoil? The city managers in the past, could it be possibly they're just saying, hey, they might clean the slate, in a couple months, and that plan could completely change, and who knows? Maybe they weren't going to want more money.
No.
You could kind of see how the history of Calexico.
Understood. Yeah, there's a lot of history there, and that's, you talk about the vision for Calexico. My vision for Calexico is that we move past that history, and it's hard when people just want to stay and, oh, this guy did something to me wrong, and
I gotta erase my whole question that I'm gonna ask. I'm kidding.
2010, he did me wrong, and I'm gonna hate him for that. And we have to be able to move past everything that went wrong in the past.
The past 30 years. I'm kidding.
Well, really, the way I look at it, it's been 10 years that things have really not been also that great, especially the past few years until Mr. Villa came in, So, like I said, the trajectory in Calexico is upward. It's an upward trend. We just need to make it through the end of this year, as I'm trying to tell people. So.
Yeah, sorry. People are commenting, but
what's the comments? Let's answer.
let's see. In most cities, the fire department still responds before the ambulance arrives on scene. I said, bravo, David Dale, you're right. Provide medical service. We paid numerous years of taxes for a hospital. Gonzalo Chalo Gerardo.
Hey, Chalo. Chalo.
I guess because a lot of people have said, they kind of put some blame on city managers, but also there's been blame on the council. Now, the turmoil, the kind of conflicts between that. I'm not going to say there is right now, but I guess how do you kind of deal with 5 different personalities who believe in different things, who disagree, and who just are each unique? How do you kind of deal with that body like that? That's not just Calexico. Every council. I think Calexico's a little more vocal, but like Brawley, also they're all low key. Conflict. They're just not as vocal in Calexico. How do you deal with that?
This I would say, based on I wasn't around at the time, but I would say this council is far better in a far better trajectory than the past councils have been in terms of turmoil. We're preaching solidarity. Let's show a city that we're moving forward together. If you read our mission statement, right behind the council it says together. That's the first word. So yes, that's what I feel too. We need to work together. And this council is working together for the most part. We have some issues here and there, but I think that each one of those council members is doing the best they can with what they've got, and so in their eyes, whether it's wrong or right, they are doing what they think is right, and so I respect that.
So what's your vision? I mean, you kind of touched a
Yeah.
little bit, but what is, say they hire you or something. Gil, ask please. What do you want me to ask? My God, I'm the puppet. No, so they want me to ask something.
Okay.
Ask. Gil, we don't practice what we preach. Gil, come on. I barely saw that right now. Come on. Get your own show. No. Where is it at? I can't. It says something about like, can we sue if their salary? Something, can we? I don't see it. I saw it earlier.
That's okay. We'll get back to it.
I'll find it. But someone said, ask him, Mandy's. Ask him if he's single. Mandy says that.
No, I'm not single.
Mandy's.
I have a great wife.
Mandy, even though Mandy might sound like a girl's name, it's, oh boy, I got you, Mandy. Oh, great man in Wapo. Viri Dale, you know her?
That's my wife.
Can we lower the salaries without getting sued?
That's all negotiations that
Yeah.
we sit in with them.
Oh, you can get sued if you break that contract. The negotiation leads to a contract.
Yes, we're currently in negotiations.
Okay. Can you sue for negotiations? I didn't ask that. I guess go back to now my question
The vision.
on my show. The vision.
Well, look, our general fund is the only fund that has a problem. All our other funds are stable. So obviously the vision is to have a general fund that's stable. How do we do that? We need more revenue. We probably need at least 18 million a year to be like fully funded, to have everybody staffed correctly, all the pieces in place. We're about we need 3 million more. So my vision is to attract business, and we have an economic development director, and also now he's an interim city manager, Miguel Figueroa. He's working on that, and he's doing a great job on that. So bringing in businesses and bringing in more revenue so that we can take people off furloughs, so that we can pay people what they need to be paid. So yes, we want to portray a city that's stable to bring in more revenue.
Yeah,
That's the vision.
Calexico has potential. I mean,
It's got a lot of
I mean, you got a college. You got thousands of people crossing a day. It's kind of just
question.
feeling that potential.
No question.
But it's difficult at times.
We have that new port of entry, and that's going to make a big difference. And there's going to be more businesses along Cesar Chavez. So the potential is so great, and we see light at the end of this tunnel, and we're on an upward trajectory. So we just need to get past this little $700,000 issue, and get to the beginning of next fiscal year, and start making new plans. So.
Are we cut off? I don't know. We might have cut off from the camera, but the audio's still going. Someone asked a good question. Now I get it. As a regular citizen, uninformed, I ask this. The firefighters and EMTs or ambulance guys, they rather lose their jobs than negotiate a lower salary.
That may not be true. We're still in negotiations, and I think that we'll be able to negotiate something.
Better. No?
Yeah.
I guess how much is that pressure you're in the interim? I mean, that's a lot of pressure. And in Calexico, where you kind of are uphill, even though it's like turn the corner, still an uphill battle.
For sure.
It's not like El Centro, who's who's been all right, but how do you handle that?
It's just the life experiences that I've had up till now has kind of prepared me a little bit for this. It isn't easy at times, but it's just one of those things where I've already been through a lot of these things already, and I've experienced a lot of these things already, so I'm more prepared than I would have been. So.
Now, I know I made a joke about you on the show.
Yes, you
The
did.
Great White Hope.
It's the white elephant in the room.
I didn't think so. I make a joke and I say goodbye, and I guess that's my problem sometimes. I see comedy is objective. What I see funny, someone might find offensive, someone might not get it, someone might get mad. And I'm not saying that happened, but You're the great white. I'm not-
I thought it was funny. I really did. And actually, I love all the stuff you do in the satire. And I would encourage you that if you see me doing something stupid, go for it.
Oh, I know.
And not like you need my permission, but and you're gonna do it anyway. But no, I love what you do. But that particular thing, we had a little racist tint to it that may not be have been appropriate.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But I did think it was funny if we were playing poker around the table.
Are you white?
I am white.
Because no, because there's like you'd be like Canelo, like a redhead.
Café
You know?
por dentro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I don't know Spanish. But
I've been
you know,
here for 20 years and I almost feel Mexican. Okay,
I mean,
so.
yeah, 'cause you look like Canelo. You look like, and
Canelo,
yeah.
yeah.
So
No.
no, but and then to one of the previous city managers who I think Bostic, some labeled him that. I didn't mean to add that, layer. I wasn't trying to.
No.
I mean, I wasn't looking to pass.
I personally didn't take any offense. I thought it was funny,
Yeah.
but in the community, it may have been taken wrong. So that's why it's.
I wanted that. No, so but yeah, that's my problem. I say it and I apologize later. But I didn't mean for that.
It's your gift.
It's my gift. I say racist things. But no, yeah, because I think, like I said, Bostic left, and that was really, I mean, that time, that summer, that year was crazy. I even went to the meetings just for the show. Like, I just signed the bag with my popcorn and just, oh yeah, Castro, cuss him out. Kim voting no. Kim, are you present? No. What the heck, and so, yeah, I didn't mean to, I hope no one, thought that was like me saying, oh, Bostic was white. He's actually, no, like I said,
It's
you're a
all,
good head.
it's all good. It's all good.
I'm all sweating now, man. What the heck? I didn't know. I honestly didn't know. I guess people, you talk to different people, and but nonetheless.
The satire is great, and you want to put me in a Keebler Elf uniform.
No,
Fine.
I may put
That's
Canelo.
good.
I'll put you in Canelo. Like,
Do whatever you. That's fine.
like David Dale will box the council.
I don't get offended. It's not. It wasn't that. That wasn't the issue. So.
No, citizens will show tomorrow. And Pure Valley Life is kind of trying to have citizens there for tomorrow's meeting. How can we help as citizens? Show up? I mean, you value input, right, from the
course.
citizens.
Of course.
So I guess show up. David did a great job as general manager at Sealy Water District. You
Who's
worked at
that?
Sealy? Nora Conejo.
Oh yeah.
You worked at Sealy Water District?
I was the district engineer for many years, and we were able to replace almost all of the infrastructure, the water distribution infrastructure, to be the infrastructure of the water plant, all with grants. Got like $12 million in grants for Sealy.
Oh, so you have experience. You didn't tell me that.
Oh, yeah. I
left
keep
that
I keep
big
that,
old-
I keep that to myself.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, so
I've had.
Is it kind of
plenty
like a blue? Is
experience.
it kind of like a blueprint? Kind of like different component, but at the same time, kind
Put
of.
it all in one pot, it would be a city manager. But I've never been city manager.
Is this kind of? I mean, did you see like you said, you went from mechanic to not mechanic, but in the
I
auto.
was a mechanic. I was an auto mechanic in the heat of summer.
And did you ever think you'd be involved in the public sector?
Well, all of my experience as an engineer from day one has been for the public sector, but from the private side as a consultant.
So what as a consultant? Because I've heard someone say like politicians will say they're consultant, and they say, oh, that means they're unemployed. That's what politicians say.
I certainly haven't been unemployed
No,
since I started.
You kept busy. The 22 years here.
Yeah.
What's kind of the changes you've seen in those 20 years in the valley?
Well, the culture's been the same. The culture's the same. We've seen a lot of developments come in, and there's a lot of good things happening, and people change, and right now you're seeing a lot of change in the city managers and in the all kinds of in those upper echelons.
Yeah, I know.
So-
I'm responsible. No, I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
that's why I want to be your friend.
No, you're a good guy. I mean, not many no one city manager that came on here. Yeah, you've reached out to me. You reached, say, hey, I'd like to come on, and I was like, oh, yeah.
I
I
do.
mean, that's what we want. That's what we should get from every public sector employee.
I think so. Just to let people know where I'm coming from, and give them a chance to ask questions, and maybe I can answer, and stuff like that. So
Showing up, yes. Who do we need to show up to? Who do we demand answers from? Just the council, Heffernan? I mean, I think when negotiation, is that an open thing?
No,
No.
no, it's not a negotiation.
So, I mean, if they want to talk to not just, say I wanted to get all this, who should I approach? I know you, I know someone from Heffernan. Should I approach someone from the fire department? Should I approach someone from the ambulance services?
Your board and your council members.
Council, yeah.
The Heffernan board specifically.
Yeah, and there's 5 of each. I
Yes.
mean, you might get a different answer from
Yes.
each one of them, so I
Yes.
guess a council member.
And to be clear, I know the Heffernan board's doing what they think is right, for them. But I do
Yeah.
think we need to talk some more.
Yeah, because it's also too, like I said, many cities, municipals are in budget. The budget's tough right now. I mean, for everyone, and so I can see them having a surplus. Say, we want to keep it, we don't want to, but
It goes deeper than that. That's not really the issue at hand. It's more about their future and how they see where they want to participate in the future. So
ask.
there's some issues with LAFCO that they're dealing with, and so yeah. I think if we get past those things, there's still a glimmer of hope that we can work it out.
At the end of the day, medical service, ambulance services, and they go hand in hand.
Jungle gyms, medical
Yeah,
services.
yeah, right.
Which one are we gonna do?
I like Hector. Ask Bostic and Warren for the $9 million.
Well, yeah, I can't answer that.
You weren't here, so I mean, that administration overspent $9 million. Okay, did they? It did not happen overnight. Okay? This guy Juan Manuel Avis is my friend, but he always comments like
Okay.
crazy stuff. I don't even want to say it, but where does Calexico get that unique urine spout in downtown area? That's messed up. That's one thing.
Well, no, there is a point there. There's a point there. He has a point. That there's no downtown bathrooms.
I thought there's one by the border.
They're closed.
They're
They're
closed.
broken. We don't have the
Wow.
funds, and especially now, we're not going to have the funds to fix those
And they were
bathrooms.
kind of dirty when they were. I used to go there. I used to go to Mexicali, when I was, in high school, and we'd go in there after, at 2, 3 in the morning, and they were kind of gross. We were drunk, so
Yes.
we were like, we don't care. But when you look
They
back,
need to be fixed. They need to be maintained. All that costs money, and so the city needs to dedicate some money for those downtown bathrooms, and that's one of the things that we were already working on as a project, but now we have to sort of backtrack on that to save $700,000 in 6 months, 5 months.
a lot of cities you see is revitalize downtown. Some say downtowns are just their time already came. Now it's different areas. I feel like Calexico is a really unique one in that you're right there at that border, that port of entry, where you get hundreds, thousands of people. I mean, a McDonald's closed. How does that happen? How would you go about revitalize? Like I said, so it doesn't have that smell. So the bathrooms are, not that it has that smell, but so people won't say things like that.
Right.
How do you go about revitalizing a downtown?
Well, part of what Mr. Villa started was that he hired Miguel Figueroa as economic development, and one of his priorities is to revitalize downtown. So he's got some bunch of plans and do some downtown nights things and do other things downtown to try to revitalize downtown. We also have the bus transfer station that's going to be coming downtown, and that's a huge project that will help the area for sure. And there's some other plans in place, but yes, there's certainly issues. And as public works director, what I started to do and try to implement is to do more cleaning up of the alleys. But we only have so much labor to do that. And also we have a problem with our trash. When you have those big trash bins, people go in and throw the trash out looking for recyclables or whatever, and then we have guys behind them cleaning it up, and they're still throwing. So as fast as we can clean it up, they're throwing it in the alleys, and then compounding that with no restrooms downtown, it causes that issue.
Yeah, I did a downtown cleanup with the brown bag, and yeah. But I mean, I thought that was great that this community involvement is there to help. Come on, Gil, you were in worse places in Mexicali than the restrooms. Yeah, I was, and I was doing a lot worse things. All right.
Yeah, but your life is like Calexico. It's on a
Yeah,
trajectory, right?
yeah, yeah, and I had a lot less clothes on too. Bro, he did not answer the questions. What can we do as citizens? Is that hard to explain? No, it's a simple answer. Show up, ask your public officials, hold them accountable. Don't complicate it. I'm sorry, I'm answering your question for you, but I guess they want to know, what can we do as citizens? I guess participate in the cleanup. Get involved.
We can schedule some voluntary cleanups, yeah, cleanup crews. You wanna go downtown
Yeah.
and clean up the trash? Yeah, we can schedule
I
that.
guess what would you like to see citizens do? I think, and I'm saying this, citizens need to do more. Well, I think a lot of people are complacent in this valley. A lot of people don't want to do anything. They want to be on social media like me, and they don't do enough. They don't pay attention. They don't care, and then they get mad at you. They get mad at the city council. They get mad at the supervisors when I have legit reasons to be mad at them. But I guess what would you like to see citizens in Calexico do?
I mean, yeah, we can definitely do some volunteer programs. We have adopt the park programs that we've implemented, but for sure, if we wanna get some crews together and go downtown and help clean up, for sure.
It's a two-way.
Yeah.
The citizens need to make their part. The politicians kind of need to halfway. I mean, because you guys are doing well the administrative part, and I mean, you'd like to see more citizen engagement, but you can't hold their hand through it. They're adults. They can vote. They can do.
The complaining is the easy part.
Yeah.
We're putting all of our efforts, all of our efforts to do everything we can with the minimal staff. If you look, we have, I think, 177 employees total in the city, and we have 41,000 about residents. And on any given day, we probably have 80,000 residents in the city. The city of El Centro has 46,000 people, and they have their 365 employees. So there's a big disparity in the number of employees that we have.
And that's just the public sector in general, I think. People, like someone told me, oh, you're the public sector, you get your paycheck no matter what. We're still dealing with people's lives. We're still dealing with deadlines. We're still dealing with bureaucracy. It's tough. I think public sector employees maybe get a bad rap, sometimes justifiably, sometimes not. But
Sometimes, yes, both ways.
it is tough. He is talking about the HEF decision. What can a citizen do regarding the Heffernan decision? Boycott, picket, right? Just picket outside Heffernan and say, we want lives matter.
Contact your Heffernan board members. That's the biggest thing.
Pressure them.
Yeah, well,
See, now I feel I had Hector on, and I was kind of agreeing with them, and now I'm hearing the other side. But at the same time, you shouldn't, like someone said, you shouldn't put a price on life.
they have their reasons they're doing what they're doing, and I get that, and I understand that. So, but I think that needs to be continued to be discussed, and we need to just get through those. And part of that is through LAFCO. So LAFCO is weighing whether or not to disband Heffernan, and so
Wouldn't that want them to fund the ambulance services? Because they can say, see, we are providing a legit medical service. How can you disband us? If you disband us, I mean, that kind of puts pressure on LAFCO. You disband us, you're cutting services off to citizens, and do you want that? I mean, you kind of think.
there's a lot of moving parts in this, and so.
So call Heffernan, call every Heffernan board member, go to the office, knock on their doors. I think their addresses are public. Yeah, someone put Hector's address on.
You probably should take that off.
Isn't it public?
I don't know.
I know, like candidates. Yeah, candidates they have to publish a phone number and address because it's proof of residency. So go to your register of voters and demand and request Heffernan board members' addresses and knock on the door.
I think part of what they're waiting for is a sign off from LAFCO to say that it's okay.
Okay.
And so they don't want to move, and I understand that. So, but the LAFCO meeting is what, Thursday morning?
Thursday morning, LAFCO. Call their office and demand, okay, and go to LAFCO meeting on Thursday. Is that down State Street in El Centro? They have it in their office? State Street in El
They
Centro.
probably don't have enough room for it.
They should though. I mean, that's kind of. Calexico is one place where. Do people still show up
To what?
to the city council meeting?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
for
yeah.
sure.
Calexico I think has the best attendance.
We should have the LAFCO meeting at the Calexico Chambers.
Right? Why? Why are they having El Centro? It's a Calexico.
They would have enough room for.
Call LAFCO and ask them. No, I can't
To move
change it.
it.
Too late.
No, yeah.
But
Your
ask them to
agenda's out.
postpone it and table the item. Ask them to table the item so you can reschedule it at Calexico Chambers.
Yeah, the item that's coming up on Thursday is just discussion only, and so,
Alright.
but the Heffernan is looking for some direction, I think, from LAFCO, and so that's where we're at on that.
Okay, so they kind of want the okay before.
And that's totally understandable. You know,
Yeah,
they
especially
want
right
to
now.
continue providing
And the
services.
spotlight was on. I mean, it was kind of still is. I mean, people still bring it up regarding the La Jolla retreat, and so I can see them wanting to let's go by the rules this time. Let's make sure we're doing this the right way. So
Yes.
yeah, let's see what else, bro. He does not. Okay, come on, Gil. You say the administrator. I hate this thing. I cannot. So what else? I guess what else? What's something about the job you didn't expect?
I want to say it's just the anger that's the residual anger from the past 3 4 years that is not seeming to want to dissipate. You know, I'm all about forgiveness. I live my life through forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. I try to tell people forgiveness is for yourself. It's if you don't forgive people, it's kind of like taking poison and hoping they die. You know, so forgiveness is super important, and I think that we need more forgiveness in Calexico.
Let's start with you, right? I mean, I can
I
feel
forgive
that.
you for
Yeah.
calling me the Great White Hope.
Hey, well, man. Okay, I didn't know I did something. Okay,
Actually, yeah.
thank you for forgiving me for saying Calexico is in great hands and you're a good guy.
No, I
I'm
get
sorry
that.
for
I
saying
get
those
that.
horrible. No, I'm kidding. I get call you off. I mean, yeah, because like I said, Calexico's just. I mean, that's kind of not the history. Like I said, the last 10 years it's been. Oh, they're crazy over there. Oh man, it's a whole nother world.
Only in Calexico.
Only in Calexico. When it's funny because like I said, I think city council's low key like that, and yet Calexico people are very passionate. It's from the city
Yeah.
council all the way to the people. They're just passionate. They let you know what they're thinking, and I think the other cities kind of don't have that same passion. Yeah,
They
so
do
then,
have, and their principle. They once they have they stand for something, they stand for it, big
yeah,
time.
and so the other cities aren't used to that.
Mm-hmm.
So they look at it like, what are they doing? Oh, they're defending their belief. They're wanting what they believe is right. That's horrible. That's.
You asked me what my vision is for Calexico is to when people say only in Calexico for that to be a good thing. Oh, that only happens in Calexico and be a good context.
Man, I mean, it's kind of cool that you have this challenge for the time being.
Yeah.
And
Until at
hopefully-
least February, early February.
Oh, that's fast.
Yeah, the applications for this job due February 1st. So if you're interested, human resources.
Okay. Okay. Well, Guillermo Hermosillo, my favorite. I like Guillermo. I like Guillermo Hermosillo. He's funny. I don't forgive Marita for destroying Calexico. I don't forgive or forget.
That's the thing.
William.
And there's a lot of that. It's not just him. There's a lot of that. Oh, they did this to me, and it's really not good for your health to hold those kind of grudges. And I learned that the hard way when I was younger, and that's where I started learning about forgiveness.
So what happened with the $50,000 from last year's BID?
That's still in the budget. They haven't spent it.
What's the BID?
The Business Improvement District.
Oh, so it's still in the budget. They
Yeah.
haven't spent it.
Yeah.
Will they?
We have some plans that we could possibly use that money for, but the bid needs to meet and discuss where they want to spend that money.
Politics, government,
Yeah,
right?
back to politics.
Yeah, it's. I guess you went from consulting, even though it's like the public sector's whole group's private. I mean, you went from private decisions made to public now. Has that been a big drastic change for you to adjust? Not. I mean, you've been in the public sector. Was it an adjustment?
Like I said before, I'm in the private sector working for public agencies, like Sealy County Water District. Every 2 weeks making presentation to the Sealy County Water District, making presentation to the City of El Centro, making presentation. That's been my MO from.
So the valley.
I've had a chance to rub elbows with a lot of people. Yeah.
Just behind the scenes, huh? You're the low key
Behind.
kind of guy. I'm gonna get my work done.
Yes.
Leave them talking to Gil. People like Gil. I'm gonna, to just do my job and get it done and do a great job.
It's unusual for a guy like me to be in a position like this because we don't really care for the power. That's not what drives us. What drives guys like me is we want to make a difference. We want to do something. We want to have something done and look back and say, yeah, I did that. Not that, look at me, I'm here. That's not what I'm about.
Loudmouths are like that too. Okay.
But there's a place for that, and there's a place for politicians. It's just not me. It's not my personality, and so
You're a unifier.
I like to get, mostly it's action, getting things done.
Actions speak louder than words.
That's my MO, yeah.
Oh, let's see. I don't forget what. Let's see. Let's see. You want to say hi to people? Let's see. Mandy's is watching. Tom DuBose, Willie Hermosillo, Maximiliano Fierro, who's Ivy. So there's this thing called Imperial Valley Life. This page. Have you seen it?
No,
And it is in Spanish, but I Google Translate it. But they're always saying stuff about Calexico, and people agree. I'll show you that page. One of the things they brought up was the Grand Plaza outlet. Now, Imperial Valley Life, I like them. I shared their page. They brought the Grand Plaza outlet, and the millions given to them, and yet there's not much revenue coming in. Is that something that's been brought up to you,
the
or how to
revenue
address that? I mean, because can you do anything about it now that it's there?
to increase the revenue at Grand Plaza.
Or just kind of, I mean, you guys, is there tax breaks for them?
No, the way the city set it up was they did a CFD in the beginning, so tax revenues come into the city, a portion of those tax revenues go to pay the CFD.
Okay, so is that a break?
It was, I wouldn't consider it a break, but it was what was then negotiated in the beginning.
Yeah, see, I don't know much about the Grand Plaza, so I don't, and that's kind of a private industry, so, but I wonder if the city gave them break. You see sometimes city give breaks to incentivize businesses to set up shop.
Incentives are better, is a better word.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was an incentive, it's just more of a helping them get started, I think.
All right, the new port of entry is coming. How will that improve Calexico?
Well, after that happens, and then Cesar Chavez is finished, most of the traffic should start using Cesar Chavez, which is going to relieve the stress on Imperial Avenue, where we have all those traffic controllers, and hopefully we won't need so many traffic controllers after that. The guys that
Oh yeah, and the lines all the way to Toys R Us, and
hopefully that should relieve some of that traffic.
I don't go to Calexico much, but will it improve business? Because there's one port of entry, and yet, like I said, downtown has somewhat struggled. If there's one and it's focusing all those people, will two, when there's less people each, somehow be better for business? I mean, you see what I'm getting at? If one's struggling, when you divide those people, divide those people, will that make just downtown even struggle more?
I really don't think so. I mean, the traffic that comes downtown to do business, a lot of it is foot traffic. But that not being the case, I mean, it's essentially just a right turn and you're into downtown, so it's not far. The port of entry is just right next to the existing port of entry, so.
And yeah, I think the Maddie's came out, or someone, John, I think John Ramsey came over and said when the people waiting in line, it affects business sales, and sometimes at the mall, sometimes at the Walmart. So when you get more people be able to come, maybe downtown might not be, but the other businesses that they're going to. And Calexico's unique
Yes.
because of that border.
It's right on our mission statement. Read the mission statement. Unique border community.
Together, unique border community, Great White Hope. No, I'm kidding.
Together we pledged.
Together we pledged. Okay, I need to
So,
check
yeah,
that vision,
yeah.
that vision statement.
Sometimes we have to remember that. The together part and the we pledge part.
Put it in Spanish.
We know it's a unique border community. That part we already know.
It was money for offsite infrastructure like streets and roads.
Right.
Is
That's what the CFD was for.
okay. See, I don't know everything.
Really?
Some people might be surprised
Goodness.
like that.
I'm shocked, actually.
Mainly me. I'm surprised sometimes when I don't know everything. Man, it's exciting.
It is exciting time for Calexico.
But back to me. Like I said,
Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, no, I think you've liked small town news.
Yeah.
Before I was like, who's this Canelo looking dude liking my stuff?
Well,
Yeah,
I think I've lost more hair since I've been working here.
I bet. Well, wait till I'm after you. How'd you hear about me? How'd you find out about small town news?
Well,
Me.
Some of my friends liked your page, and then I saw it, and I watched it, and I just died laughing. The satire is. I mean, that's why I say encourage you. Do me. I mean, I don't.
Oh,
I don't mind.
I'm taking stuff. No, I'm noting stuff right now.
You should, and I'm sure you'll come up with a lot of good stuff, and as long as it's not racist.
What if I don't know it's racist? What if I don't know? All right.
Yeah. So.
I'm not. I'm not even gonna say that. Let's see. What can we do as citizen to get better parks in Calexico?
Well, that's a good question. We are working diligently. We just hired an operations and maintenance supervisor who's in charge of now parks and streets, and he has an affiliation with parks. So we're also working on putting in a new park. Hopefully at Cordova Park, where we install 3 new baseball fields, or softball fields, and we are currently doing everything we can to get those parks back up to shape.
Yeah. The answer is show up and demand. No, just hold your citizens accountable. That's all you gotta do. Just not hold your public official like truly accountable. And you gotta get people to vote. When 10% of the people, less than 10% of the vote, I mean, that's the people's fault. That is not.
And we have an election coming up in
Yeah,
November.
so I mean, your vote counts. I mean, like I said, some votes, like the last Calexico election, like 20 people ran. Some of the votes were like 10, 20, less than 100. You can get a group of people and vote someone in who you want. And if there's only less than 10% of people, you got 90% of people to work with. So yeah, show up and demand. No, just hold your officials accountable. Vote. Do your part. If they're messing up, that's a part of holding them accountable. Make sure they don't win again. Man, I like you, Maximiliano, but you know, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. Is there any way we can lower the business licenses prices and stupid laws to bring more businesses?
We've had a lot of complaints about the way the business license is situated, and I haven't had time yet to look deeply into it, but I know we do need to probably make some modifications to that, especially like we have one thing that was the late fee is 10%. So if the business license is due on January 31st and you pay on February 1st, suddenly you have to pay 10% of your business license. And if you have a high business license, because sometimes it's based on your sales, so then you could get dinged for several $100s for being 1 day late. We need to look at this stuff for sure.
And then they report all their sales. I've been to downtown bought stuff, and they go, no receipt, just this is thing.
And that's another thing that we as a city have to be better at is getting out there and enforcing those business licenses.
Yeah, that's now more and more people are using cards, but when they're buying stuff, little $5, $4, you're probably using cash. They don't got to report that until they get audited. And,
no tax revenue there either. Probably.
Yeah, so exactly, and so they're not doing. It's holding everyone accountable, not just our officials, but the businesses, the buyers, the shoppers, the citizens. I mean, people think our vote doesn't count, maybe in the national election, but local election, your vote is. That's what I've been saying for 5 years. Over $400 an EC, $150 a regular retail license. But the thing is, it's kind of tough because when you have more businesses, you can afford to go cheaper. And when you're kind of struggling, you might want to raise it to, kind of like I saw at Sports Center did. So yeah, he wants me to I'm going to show you Imperial Valley Life page after we're done. I'll translate it for you. Okay. And because I talk about, I know the politician, Grand Plaza, forgot what else. I love it, but I think as a city manager, I think it'll give you a different perspective on what some of the issues Calexicanos and Mexicali have. And
we're not frozen, are we?
No, that's frozen. And every time I want an appointment with him, never get it.
One appointment with whom?
Maximiliano Fierro. So on this, tell me you will. I don't know if that's his real name. He has no picture, so I don't know. Okay. So I wouldn't take a meeting with a fictional character. But say whoever he is, you'll take a meeting with him.
You know what? I take a meeting with almost everybody. I mean, that's one of my things. I want to be available.
And now there's a podcast in Calexico called Que Pasa Calexico. Buddy Jose Lejos does it. You should go on that.
Okay.
Maybe we'll ask the tough questions. Who will? Me? What tough? I'm asking every question you want me to.
Ask away. That's what I'm here for.
You've asked me to ask, and I ask. Michael Dinecoche. So I have the Dinecoche is like a family in Calexico. Okay. I'm related to them. So, and not that we're close, but I never knew that. I got Dinecoche, I'm related. So Maximiliano Fierro, you'll take a meeting with them.
If he gives his real name,
just say, give me a real name and say you heard him on Small Town News. That's what this. Eso Jose. So maybe his name's Jose.
Okay.
Okay.
But I have not denied anybody a meeting so far that I know of.
Yeah. So, and you can ask him tough questions, and it'll be in private. So he'll answer. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's more, it's,
Yeah, for sure.
Maximiliano Fierro for city council. Mandy said that. Is that a real name? I'm getting. Am I getting trolled here? What is going on? So yeah, I think. Well, want to wrap it up?
Sure.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Just some shout outs.
Oh, give some shout outs. Give some shout outs to Maximiliano. Fierro
Maximiliano, shout out.
for hijacking my show.
Frank Cornejo. How's it going?
Let's see, Jose Alejos. Jose Alejos is the one. Oh, Que Pasa Calexico. So, podcast in Calexico, he's had Willie Hermosillo. He's had me. I was his first guest. He's had a doctor, a physician. I think he'd probably have a better understanding of Calexico. I don't live in Calexico. I rarely go. Okay. I have a question. I've got to ask you.
Okay, here we
The
go.
senior center in Calexico, the senior nutrition center, Calexico charges rent.
Yes.
Why?
Well, I don't have the answer to that.
Okay, all right.
That is put in the hands of the economic development
Okay,
director.
see, that's a tough question. That's a tough question.
I actually don't. I don't have the answer to that.
Because, okay, Central contributes to the senior nutrition program. The congregate meal side, there's not a waiting list, but the home delivered meal, well, there's not one in
I'll do
Calexico
that for
anymore.
Heffernan.
Yeah, because they actually paid. I mean, at least Heffernan did it, man. It's pretty ambulance. We gotta know. But I'd like to see that fee waived, or I know you guys repainted it, and it looked nice. But there's some issues. We send them to Catholic Charities. They AAA send them. I can't say where I work. Sends them, and but we'd like to see maybe more money put into the senior nutrition center. Maybe new chairs, maybe new tables, maybe even tablecloths.
This is a new issue for me, so I don't have
People,
all the answers
people
to
always talk
every
about
issue.
kids and like taxes, like regular Joe, but there's seniors that are being forgotten in Calexico, and not in Calexico, in the whole valley. And so that's something that is passionate for me.
Okay.
No, but okay, no, you know what I'm talking about. So I like it. Maybe even visit the senior nutrition center.
You know, come by. I'll give you a VIP tour.
I'll give you a VIP tour. I'm there all the time. What are you talking about?
I'm saying you'll be the VIP and
Oh,
you give
yeah.
me the tour.
Yeah, I walk in and they're like, Gilberto, and I'm like, thank you. So yeah, I think because the budgets are being cut for the federal, the AAA is funded by the federal budget, not by the county. So when federal budget takes cuts, we take cuts. So sometimes we need help to subsidize it, and we'd like to get it from the county, but they're giving $2 million to the Hebrew Center. But hey, what do I know?
side point.
What do I
Side
know?
point.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna give him your info after. I'm gonna show him Get Boss the Calexico page. I'm gonna show him Pure Valley Life page, aka Gooch Dog. Is that your name?
Who's that?
Richard Godinez Landeros. Is that your name, Gooch Dog?
No.
Oh,
I used to be called Rude Dog.
Rude Dog?
No, Mad Dog. Rude Dog is another guy, David Escobar.
so Maximiliano Fierro. That says that's his real name. So maybe your secretary is not giving. No, I'm kidding. That's his real
could
name.
be.
So maybe he just goes by Max F. Show him the page. I want to know his reaction, what he thinks. Read the comments of regular citizens, not just political families. We're the ones that really get effed up with their decisions. Is that political families in the Calexico? Or you just kind of deal like I just the administration.
You know what? That's something about me. I don't know any of the names. I don't
You don't
know
get involved in
any-
politics.
I don't know the names.
Right. That's kind of like seeing like the county just got a new CEO. I think that you're kind of that same mold. Like I said, action.
Treat
GIC.
everyone the same. Treat people like you want to be treated. It's a simple motto.
Yeah, like, don't get involved in politics. Let me do my job. Let me do some action. Do you feel like something now that you're city manager? Do you feel like you have to get involved in the politics of it?
Of course. I'd be lying and say no.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a political job. It's just the bottom line.
Yeah, you're at the whim of 5 people. It's not. That's a kind of balance. Are you at the whim of the people? Are you whim at the council? At the same time, you gotta get them to focus on your vision. No, it's my nickname. Ha So, yeah, Richard Godinez Landero, man.
What's the real name?
Richard Godinez Landero.
Okay.
So he said, Gooch Dog, and he's like, nah, it's my nickname. So,
Gooch Dog is his nickname.
Max Steele, actually. Show him the page live, and I'll buy you a 6-pack. Well, thank you. But I don't drink. A lot of people don't get that.
Anymore.
Yeah, anymore. I drink enough for, so I'm going to show you the page.
Okay, let's look at the page.
We're going on the page right now. We're going live. Ooh. I feel like Geraldo and the Al Capone's vault. Oh, here we go. And it didn't. Watch, my battery's gonna die right now, right before we get it. Gooch Dog, that's my nickname. That's the funniest comment I think I gotta say, that's the funniest comment I've had. So I'm Pure Valley Life. By the time I get it, translate it, man, it's gonna be like 9 o'clock.
I'll look at it. I'll look at it later. It's okay.
Let me just, in Pure Valley Life, let me just give you a. And people like it. It's kind of like I don't want to say Trumpian, but you know, they get the finger on it and get that kind of anger of people, and it resonates. I'm not saying it's Trump. They're really anti-Trump, and I'm the same way. So no,
Hey, there's Hector.
yeah. So they're really there's Hector. Where's my video at, man? That don't matter.
They don't like your videos.
They don't like my video. So yeah, pretty much they're gonna protest the ambulance City Hall tomorrow at 6. At City Hall protest Pacifica and City Hall por ambulancia. So they put a picture of this guy sleeping at the border station. In-depth reporting, investigating.
You know, they can protest. They need to give us an option. What's the other option? We need to make up $700,000.
Right. So this is I liked it. I'm making fun of them, but I really like this page. Like I said, it resonates with people, whether it's anger or not. I really. So this part, I don't like being disrespectful or saying bad words directly, but you have no idea how mad I am at the leadership. So often, happening more Calexico school district. If you're not going to work to serve the city, it's better for you to resign. Are you guys not embarrassed the city is valiendo verga with something so basic as having ambulance? Yes, you do have outlets, a pool, tech center, parade. You know what? We don't have dignity as a town. I'm embarrassed as a Mexican, Mexican man, as a migrant, as a human being. How do you, like you said...
I can assure you the last thing we want to do is get rid of our ambulance. I mean, we want to keep that, ambulance, but we need to make sure we last until July.
Yeah, and you just got on the job. I mean, That's
not an excuse.
So yeah, so no, I want more police, I want ambulance, I want jobs, I want parts for my kids, I don't want a pool, I don't want drug addicts, I don't want unemployment. That's kind of like every city, let's be real.
We need more revenue. More revenue will do all those things.
Unfortunately, it's money. I mean...
It's money. It is money. We need more revenue.
If you feel me, share this post. I'm not, so many taxes, we have got the $1 million settlement from Boston, got the city because we were mad, and next mayor of the city has to rise up because potential but very bad leader. Not only does the next mayor have to rise up, the people have to rise up. I mean, protest, go in the streets, clog up even main streets, clog up the border. I mean, you saw the Uber driver in Mexicali block him. So that was shared 3 times, a lot of 23, a lot of, this one was shared. The one in Spanish was shared 42 times, shared by over 100 people. You kind of get the feeling that, if it's that many times, you kind of feel it's kind of you touched on something there.
One thing I can say, and I said this before, but I've been around for now, 8 months in Calexico.
You got to deal with this kind of stuff.
No. My experience is that the city council each have their own vision for what they think should be right for Calexico. They're doing what they think is best. They're trying to do what's best for the city in their own viewpoints. So, and so am I, and so is a lot of people in Calexico, our staff. So
yeah, 8 months, man, and you're getting a learning experience.
Baptismo de fuego.
I don't even know what that means, but he does. So he's more Mexicano than me. Yeah, they put like Calexico Circus Council. But they said you're a unified forgiver. You're not looking to pastor saying, hey,
no,
we got to work together. We got to get.
The word's been kicked around, collaboration. Yes, I'm a big fan of that collaboration.
I love you, man. Show him the post.
Who's that?
Maximiliano Fierro. I want his affection. Gil doesn't drink. Yeah, I don't. I used to. A couple years ago, we could have had. I went to Mexico. I don't even get it. I got one.
We won't go there.
It's a whole other podcast, man. With my love. So we'll wrap it up. I think you're gonna get a meeting with Max. Maritza Hurtado joined. Barely. Thanks, Maritza.
Hi, Mayor.
I like Maritza. So yeah, it's funny because like Maritza, I've people have gotten mad at me because I like her. I'm like, can I like both of you guys? Can I like? I'm from Raleigh. Like, what are you talking about, man?
That's where I'm coming from.
Right, exactly. You
Like
kind of say,
everybody.
yeah. So we'll wrap it up there. Thank you for coming on. I wish you
Thanks for
luck.
having me.
I hope that people learned a lot. I think they did. Where you're coming from. Actually, you don't really see this from. You see politicians, but administrator, you don't really see this transparency and openness. So I think that's something to respect.
It's important to me to be as open as possible. Obviously, you can't say everything, but just be as transparent and let everybody know what's going on.
Thank you. And any final? Let's see. Any final thoughts, burning desires?
How much battery you have left?
Honestly, I didn't have that much. And yet it's something, man. The camera liked you.
Say hi to my daughters.
Say hi to dots, and Maritza says hi.
Hi. Verania, hi. Cassandra, hi.
And you need to know that. Okay, you need. Yeah, you do know the past. That's why you just don't want to dwell on it.
The past is important for lessons, but then we need to move on. That's my viewpoint on it.
Let's see. And Maritza says, "Hi guys, I was making my desk. Oh, were you doing your paperwork for supervisor? I'm kidding." And Maritza, read our page. Get Maritza. Maritza's been on the show. I'm sure she'll happy to be on it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you just gave your brain. You said shout out to your daughter.
Yep. Shout out to
your number one fan who called you Guapo on this show.
Oh yeah.
And thank you, man. Good luck. And I think
Thanks for having me.
I stand by. Even though it's racist, that Calexico is in good hands.
Thank you.
And I truly believe that. I hope your viewers, they better agree with me. I mean, I'm right all the time. So, thank you, man.
Hey, I love your show, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we done recording there, and I don't know who the